Hello all, welcome to my presentation on invasive species, lionfish in Atlantic coastal waters. I'm Katie Stapel and I appreciate you guys watching today. So what we'll be discussing is what is a lionfish? Where do they come from? How do they get to the Atlantic Ocean? Why are lionfish a problem? And what can we do to help with their population growth? So let's get started. What is a lionfish? According to NOAA's article, What is a Lionfish? They talk about two distinct common lionfish in the Atlantic Ocean, Pteris fultans, which is commonly known as the red lionfish, and Pteris miles, devil firefish. Some key common characteristics to know about them is they have brown and maroon stripes that cover their entire body, giving them this flashy, don't eat me vibe going. They have 13 dorsal spines, which at the end have a poisonous gland, making them very undesirable for predators to eat. They also have 3 anal spines and 2 pelvic spines. Where do lionfish come from? Well, they originally came from the Indo-Pacific Ocean. So that's where they're native. And how did they get to the Atlantic Ocean since it's such a far away? It's because of aquarium dumping. Whether it was from personal aquariums or just mainstream large aquariums available to the public, NOAA did an article speculating that it was from 25 years of dumping unwanted lionfish. So over those years, this created a lot of problems. Some of the problems are reviewed as small picture problems. A broad range of diet, over 50 different species. So NOAA actually created an article talking about the broad range of their diets, with a large food habitat and source that gives the perfect conditions for rapid population growth. Not to mention the lack of predators in that area because it's not native to that. It's not native to the Atlantic Ocean. So this turns into big picture problems. So due to their effectiveness of hunting and their low predation, it has allowed lionfish to thrive, but at the expense of the ecosystem. And an article by J.A. Morris, published by NOAA, talked about how densities in areas will increase until resources become limiting unless checked by inter- or intra-Pacific competition expressed as limited reef space and food. This depletion of food sources rapidly and extract valuable species of fish, making them become an ever-growing oceanic threat. J.A. Morris also talked about how the rapid imbalance could potentially ruin efforts made to rebuild habitats such as snapper and grouper populations. So all this effort and money and time put into all these efforts to help rebuild populations of endangered or possibly species of fish that could go extinct are basically being canceled out just because they're ever-growing population growth and they're not being checked by anything. So what we can do is become the predator. We can eat. So lionfish, although are poisonous, they're actually edible, and especially if they're prepared correctly. So proper education and advertising can introduce a species of fish into local diets and allow humans to consume a more sustainable fish. Instead of eating popular fish like, let's say, tuna, which is very popular across the entire world. They're actually not sustainable. And eating a more sustainable food can increase the ocean's ecosystem health. So because it's sustainable, it can actually boost local economies and financially troubled areas. It does this by increasing food availability. So areas that don't have food available to a lot of their people, this can be a great way for families to just go out and enjoy the food available. And harvesting can be done by local divers, which also puts money into the economy. And it's also available for local restaurants and even grocery stores. And by selling it, they can make a profit from the lionfish's abundant populations. So overall, this can really help boost local economies and ultimately be good for everyone, including the ocean's health. So I'd like to thank you today for watching and spending the time to listen to me talk about lionfish and their invasive species. Thank you.